Ron Harris here for Muscular Development, coverage of the Chicago Pro in Atlanta, Georgia, brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. I was lucky enough to grab this guy, High Tech Pharmaceuticals athlete, first men's physique Olympia champion, Mark Anthony, formerly from Canada, now living in the lovely city of Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I needed some expert opinion alongside my somewhat expert opinion. So we had several divisions today. This is day one. It's a Tim Gardner show. He usually splits it up into 2 days and nights, which is cool for us, gives us a little more break. So we're going to start off with probably the most interesting division of the day, the 212 division. We were all waiting on Keon. Were you waiting to see what Keon was going to look like today?
You know what, fortunately, Keon and I, we share the same coach, Dorian Hamilton, so I was able to kind of, chime in on his prep leading up to the show. We actually got a chance to train together in Tampa at MI40 gym, and he was looking pretty solid then. And I last night I saw a little sneak peek, and I knew he was going to be dangerous. As you guys can see, obviously he's put on quite an amount of size and still kept his crisp shape, symmetry, nice separation. So I'm a Keon fan, and I thought he really brought it today.
Because, I believe he was 178 at the Olympia last year, that was his final classic physique show. And today I think he was like 211, 210, 211.
Yeah.
Do the math, guys. That's a lot. That's like 30 pounds, right?
It's like, between 28 and 30 pounds, I believe he put on. And
how tall would you say he is? Like 5'5"?
Maybe a little bit shorter, maybe about an inch shorter.
So
right?
Good God, that's a lot. That's like a 6-foot man putting on 60, 70 pounds of muscle in a year.
A lot of quality, and like I said, he didn't mess with the integrity of his shape, so the shape is still there, and everything's just like, rounder and fuller and more separated. So I was really impressed with him. Yeah.
I'm going to give him one critique. Sorry, Keon, but that's my job. Beautiful physique. I love Keon's physique. Size, shape, structure. Wow. Could have been a little harder. That's all I got to say. I think he's saving it for the Olympia.
Right.
That's my guess.
Right.
Because, he knew 90% here would probably win. And it did. It's going to, most likely. I was very, very impressed with this Austin Carr guy from Las Vegas.
Extremely impressed with Austin Carr. Also another friend of mine and also a favorite. I'm a fan of Austin's as well. It's like I said, apples and oranges. Could have gone either way. He was like very, very bottom heavy. Yeah. You know what I mean? So with some crazy wheels. His back shots were really impressive. Overall, really impressive. I'm really happy for Austin. I'm happy he did the show, and it was close. That's why they called them both back out at the end. Right.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's right at the limit. I think he's like 211, and he's talking about probably moving up to open. I think for his upper body to match the legs, he probably is going to have to be like 225, 230 something.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from his upper body. It's just his legs are so powerful and beautiful. You know what I mean? So. Yeah,
exactly. I was also very, very impressed with, formerly from Mexico, now living in Texas, Noel Adame. When they first came out, I thought this guy might be beating everybody. Just he's built like a tank. He was drier and harder than these two guys we just talked about, condition-wise. He was just maybe a little blocky. Doesn't have the prettiest shape of a Keon, but man, this guy was packed with muscle. Noel.
When he walked out, I asked my coach Dorian. I was like, "Who is this?" Friggin' ox standing beside Keon, and he told me who he was. Super nice guy, he said, and you saw the condition. The guy turned around, he was peeled head to toe. And sometimes, in a lineup like this where you have different shapes, you really get to, see what's,
Yeah. We knew this was going to be a tough show.
Right.
The last 10 to qualify for the Olympia, it wasn't going to be a bunch of chumps, and it wasn't.
He's definitely freaky.
Jason Lowe, who was runner-up to Bo Lewis at New York Pro, he came back today. He wanted to win, obviously, but he ran into these guys. But man, he's just a young guy, and he just moved up from Classic recently.
Right.
I'm very impressed with the progress he's made in a very short time.
He was right up there with them. You know what I mean? And again, very pretty physique, super conditioned, and like you said, maybe just another year. And I saw him as being very dangerous. So I'm a fan of the sport. So when I'm looking at these guys, it's like I'm looking at the strengths and weaknesses of them all. But he was very impressive as well.
Yeah.
So
and in the first call out, I never heard of this guy until today. Jason Hebert from Mobile, Alabama. Very nice shape, symmetry. I'll be paying attention from now on. I think he looks like he could probably put on a little bit more size, but yeah, the physique really flowed well on this guy. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been in that first call out.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I feel like all the guys that were in the first call deserved it, and like I said, it's apples and oranges. But good. Is he a rookie?
I don't know. I don't know a thing about it. This is the first I've heard of him. First I've seen of him. someone can correct me and say, oh, he's done 20 pro shows, but I don't think he has. I think he looks like he's just starting out.
Yeah.
Classic Physique. Wow, we had the great thing about Classic is because it's a newer division, we're getting every few shows that I've been to, there's someone like, oh my God, wow, who's this?
Right.
And today we got that guy in the form of Brian Jones from Phoenix. I call him, and I came up with this. I was the first person to think, no, Hector, come on, Hector, it was me. The Kai Green of Classic.
Right.
Brian Jones, wow. Just hit a lot of crazy poses, but that's not it. Anybody can pose well, and that doesn't make them a great athlete. But just beautiful lines, tiny waist, wide clavicles, just a unique physique. He didn't look like anybody else.
I'm familiar with him, actually. I actually did his interview on NPC News Online when he turned pro at the USA's a couple of years back.
Okay.
And I thought he was very impressive. I mean, he was strong in that lineup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't win, I'm going to be very surprised. Jason Brown from Texas also looked really, really good. I think Jason was second. What was the last show we were at? New York Pro?
New York Pro, yeah. Logan Franklin.
Right.
I actually have Jason winning the show.
Over Logan. Oh, you have
This
Jason
show.
winning?
This show.
They're close. You know what? I wouldn't be overly surprised if he wins. Jason's bigger.
Yeah.
I think he's a little harder condition.
Yes.
Brian just captured your attention.
Right.
It's just
but Brian had a difference. He wasn't posing like everybody else. He has his own style of posing. Yeah. But Jason just had more wow factor to me. He had more pop. Like when he turned around, the hamstrings and glutes in the back, it was just peeled in the front. And I spoke to him, and he's pretty green to this. And he was telling me that the more stage time he gets, the more he's feeling a little bit more confident. But he definitely has the physique. So I told him, bring it tonight. Be aggressive.
And they do confirmation round. It's not like the old days where you'd see the judges at the night show and they didn't even have a pencil in front of them. There was nothing going on. Yeah. They do judge these guys again tonight. So I say tonight, it's only like 2 hours away. Yeah. So also Abner Logan from Massachusetts, another strong showing from Abner. He's definitely in the top three. He could end up a little higher. Big, tall guy, wide shoulders, plenty of muscle. I think you need to be a little more aggressive with the posing and everything with guys like Brian up there.
Yeah.
But another strong showing for Abner. You've seen Abner before.
I have. Yeah. Yep. He's amazing. Another amazing guy, and it could be second or third for him. Like you said, tall, but he still packs a lot of muscle and still has those nice lines.
Men's Physique was one of the largest divisions in the show. 46 guys. I think they might have even added a couple more since the last time I checked. So hard to stand out with that many guys. But this Stephen Cowell, I think it's pronounced. Stephen Cowell. Very impressed with him. They had him in the middle.
Yeah.
Is that who you probably have winning?
I have him as a clear winner. Yeah. I mean, I like his his posing. Shoulder to waist ratio. I feel, he has calves. You know what I mean? And I know they don't judge the legs, but overall, when you look at him, there's something special. You know what I mean? He's handsome. He has a good overall look, and he's confident. He flows nice. Just the right amount of muscle, perfect conditioning. Really good swag on stage. He's my favorite for the win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going to Women's Physique now. My favorite to win this, from China, now somewhere in those Carolinas. I can never remember if it's north or south.
Right.
Why didn't they just have one state, guys? I don't know. I don't know why we do that. Bien goes by Olivia Ying. She had just done New York Pro a couple weeks back. Was that 5 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
And I believe she's prepped last minute for that, and it showed. She wasn't in shape.
Right.
But when she's in shape, she's really good, and she was in great shape today.
Yeah, she definitely looked much improved today than she was in New York. And like you said, she has an amazing shape. So when she's lean, she's trouble for everybody, Yeah. She's a little bit shorter, but
yes, very short.
But still has nice shape, round bellies, and yeah, she was impressive.
Yeah. The only one I see really pushing her and could possibly come out on top is Christina Bryant from Georgia. Just a little taller, more of a wider structure, which sometimes helps.
Right.
Yeah, because when you're short and compact, it's tough going up against a wider, taller person sometimes. In figure, we had a great lineup. Another was almost 50 women in figure. My goodness.
Big class.
Didn't expect to see Ivana Ivusik in there from Denver, Colorado. Many times she's been up at the Olympia and the Arnold, or Internet, whatever they call it. So probably the front runner. She looked in top form today.
Yeah, she was great.
So she's going to get that. Maria Luisa Diaz from Massachusetts, always up top somewhere in these shows.
She's also very good.
She's pushing. And the other one I saw in the top 3 as far as the judges, the way they were moving them around was, I've never heard of this woman before, Janelle Williams from Strongsville, Ohio. She's about,
lady, right?
had to be 6 foot. Had to be. Had to be. And that's without the heels.
Yeah.
But she was great, She had that figure look, like the figure trophies.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you had to pick a winner out of that, would you go with?
Man, that's a hard one, but they all have different, they all have different shapes. Different
Apple,
looks.
orange, and a pear.
Yeah.
Nah, pear sounds bad. Sounds like that pear.
It seems like Ivana is the favorite, so, but it could go any way with you three.
True.
We really can, and that's why I don't judge.
I would never want to judge. I could judge like 212 open bodybuilding in classic.
Yeah.
After that, sorry guys, I gotta go.
Right.
They all look great, and I don't know. Bikini, yeah, you all look great. We'll see you guys. So that's it, guys. It's starting up again in a little over 2 hours. The finals. Not much of a break. You could go home, get a meal, change your shirt, and that's about it, guys. But please get on the musculardevelopment.com forum. We did a play-by-play. I took a ton of great contest photos. The actual high-quality, high-res photos by Hector will be posting up, the contest photos. We got interviews up. We'll have all kinds of content. So musculardevelopment.com and the Muscular Development YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Mark Anthony.
Thank you, sir.
You didn't know I was going to rope you into this until like 5 minutes ago. So thank you, sir. Yeah. And that's it, guys. Keep watching. We'll see you later.